Hi, I'm John Piper and I'm running for the governor of the state of Indiana. Today's video is going to discuss the second part of this over here, where Mike Pence was laundering money with Paul Ryan to a company called Isolux in Spain. Isolux doesn't build highways, they build solar panels. You heard me right. Mike Pence hired a solar panel company to build a super highway in Indiana. One of the other problems was the company's in Spain. He hired a Spanish company to build a super highway in Indiana. We're going to jump straight to Senator Mike Lee out of Utah. Senator Mike Lee was asked by Glenn Beck last week why in the world we can't audit the money going to Ukraine for the war. And Mike Lee said once money leaves American shores, it cannot be audited, it cannot be traced, which is precisely why all these oligarchs get away with all of our American money. And that's why our crooked politicians want to send money over to Iraq, to Afghanistan, to Ukraine. Well, Mike Pence was doing the exact same damn thing with the highway project. And right here, this is it. It's on my website. You'll be able to see it. Mike Pence and Paul Ryan said, we're not 100% sure how much money because they won't tell anybody. The highway department won't release it. It could be anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion. What they did is they staged this highway project from Evansville to Bloomington, Bloomington to Martinsville, Martinsville to Indianapolis, Indianapolis up to Fort Wayne. So they said they were doing it in stages and called it different projects. Well, that's a bunch of crap. It was the NAFTA highway from the get-go. Because of Donald Trump saying NAFTA was a failure, which it was, they renamed it I-69. So right here, we have an article. This is on my website, and we're going to read from this a little bit, just so you know I'm not making this crap up. This is all legitimate. This is why Mike Pence was only 1 point ahead running for governor when Trump took him as VP. He was going to lose the governor's race because of this corruption. Right here it says clearly, Isolux had no experience building roads in the U.S. Again, they built solar panels. Then it comes down and said, according to Bloomberg analysis, yes, the Michael Bloomberg told Mike Pence, don't do this with this company. 9 of their executives were arrested on embezzlement and bribery charges. So they were dealing with a crooked company. They knew it from day one. Mike Pence had Michael Bloomberg's team tell him himself. Then what do we have down here? The company, oh, by the way, when Mike Pence signed the contract with them, they were near insolvency. The bonds they used to finance the project, in layman's terms, were junk bonds. Right there, folks. It's down at the bottom. You can't miss it. Mike Pence is a criminal from day one. So right here it talks about, right in the middle, Isolux installed solar panels and power lines. They were a solar panel company, not a highway company. Yet Mike Pence hired them. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to talk about a guy named Gary Vandegrift. This is where Mike Pence committed one of his RICO crimes. When you work for the state of Indiana and you want to go work for another company that has a contract with the state, you have to wait a year. No. Mike Pence waived all those rules. He doesn't have the legal right to do it. He told the second in charge of the highway department, quit your job, take over the Isolux project, and tell the world it's 100% on time and on schedule. Well, Gary Vandegrift is the guy's name. And right here it talks about a 1-year cooling off period. Gary Vandegrift took the job. And by the way, did file paperwork saying, hey, Isolux is doing great, Mike Pence. They're on time and on schedule, on budget. Nothing could be further from the truth. At one point, the Indiana Financial Authority went out to audit the project. Indiana Financial Authority. And they said, hey, you're supposed to have poured 720,000 tons of asphalt. When in fact, they had only poured 20,000 tons. They were not 100% compliant. They were 8% compliant. You know where I got this document? A whistleblower at INDOT brought it to me because they were absolutely furious Pence was getting away with laundering this money out of the country. Let me read to you what a Democrat representative said. Representative Matt Pierce, Democrat out of Bloomington, a frequent critic of I-69, blamed Pence's campaign for governor and vice president for the state not terminating the contract earlier. Eventually, they had to. Why? Because they went bankrupt. We lost all that money. We believe 9 people died because Isolux stopped paying the contractors. The contractors left their equipment on the side of the road. People ran off the road and hit bulldozers. 9 people died. And this was all a scam. This was a bogus highway from day one. So let's find another page here. Let's go. When asked if he, to make a statement with the I-69, Indiana Financial Authority Director Dan Hugh, in a written statement, characterized, and this is how Pence thinks he can get out of it, we're going to accept this as a learning moment. That's how Pence tried to wiggle out of all this. It's a learning moment. He took our money, he laundered it to Spain, to a bogus company, to build a highway, when in fact he knew the company only built solar panels. Then he knew this company was near insolvency and they did go bankrupt. Then he had somebody quit his job with the government, criminally take over operations and falsify documents that it was 100% complete. That's Mike Pence. That's his highway project that he got the money from Paul Ryan with, and that's why he did it, because the FBI was covering for all of it. And you know who else knows about it? Every one of these Republicans and every one of these reporters. I have met with their staffs or them. Everybody. This is right on my website now. You can go and find it. It'll ask everybody, is this the GOP Hunter Biden cover-up? Why aren't these Republicans going after and investigating Mike Pence? Why are they only investigating Hunter Biden and Joe Biden? That's a question that needs to be answered. Now, on a positive note, we have spoken to Marjorie Taylor Greene's office. She's looking hard at this, and we're hoping within the next week or two, she'll get back to us and say, absolutely, we're going to investigate Mike Pence. Here's one of the reasons why. I want everybody to remember, Mike Pence in 1990 embezzled over $30,000 from his very first campaign. Mike Pence lost that campaign by 18 points in a Republican district to a Democrat because the world found out that Mike Pence was stealing money, 30 grand. Let's read what Mike Pence did with the money he embezzled. Mike Pence, 31 years of age, took campaign donations, paid the mortgage on his house, personal credit card bills, groceries, golf tournament fees, and car payments for his wife. You know who put this out? Washington Post. Mike Pence has been a criminal from day one. The world needs to know it. There's a lot more evidence coming, a lot more crimes coming. That's why I want to be the governor of Indiana. You have my word. I will arrest Mitch Daniels, Eric Holcomb, Mike Pence. These are monstrous people. They are the worst people Indiana has. We're going to arrest them. We're going to arrest their staffs. We're going to start at ground zero. We're going to bring everybody to justice. Elect me governor, and it will happen. Thank you very much. God bless.